Everybody, welcome back. My name is Zane, and this is Altcoin Disrupt. So, guys, remember to hit that subscribe button, and let's get this video started. Today, we'll be doing an in-depth review into EOS coin. What is EOS? And ultimately, we want to discuss if EOS has the potential to 100x from its current price, which is standing at £3. It has a supply of just over 1 billion and a circulating supply of 951 million. So that's quite large. If you think about it, that's quite a large supply. So we're going to be discussing what exactly is EOS. We're going to be talking about the good, but we're also going to be talking about the negative. I have a second article that'll be talking about the 8 worst issues and best features of EOS blockchain. So we're going to be discussing a lot of things. We're going to get real in depth. So first thing I want to discuss is what is EOS. EOS is best thought of like Ethereum. It's one of those platforms that want to replace Ethereum. It wants to be better than Ethereum, you know? So it's a platform that allows people to build decentralized applications and is able to run those applications as well. So it differs from Ethereum a little bit. According to developers, EOS solves the problem of scale and usability developers experience while using Ethereum. So yes, there's Ethereum does have its flaws, you know, in terms of scalability and the transaction fees as well. You know, so Ethereum does have a flaw. In fact, every cryptocurrency has a flaw. No cryptocurrency is perfect. Now with Ethereum, there are a number of other differences as well between Ethereum and EOS. And to be honest, EOS was actually created by a company that's called Block One, and they actually created two different things, two different differentiations. They created EOS.io, which is basically a platform. It's a platform where individuals, people can develop a application, a decentralized application, and they created the token that we now know as EOS, and the current price is £3. So that's two separate things. Now the way they describe the EOS.io, it's similar to Windows or Mac application. It's similar to that. It's a place where you can hold codes and information, and you can run those codes and the data collectively, and you can also create applications. So that's what EOS.io is. So yeah, it's a company that created this, and they actually control this. The company actually controls EOS. Block One, as they're known, they actually control EOS. So let's talk about a person who's well known around EOS. It's not actually the creator, but he's well known as a software developer in the EOS community, and his name is Daniel Lorima. And apparently, he had a conversation with Satoshi Nakamoto in the early days of Bitcoin. And Satoshi told Daniel Lamura, if you don't believe me, don't get it. Right? If you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have time to try and convince you. Sorry. Apparently, this is a conversation that they held with each other in the early days of Bitcoin. And I don't know if this is actually true, but it does sound like something that the creator of Bitcoin would say. If you don't understand Bitcoin, I'm sorry, I don't have time to explain it to you. You just kind of have to wait like everyone else. Wait, and you'll eventually understand what Bitcoin is here to do. And a lot of people think that Bitcoin is here to be the one and truly one cryptocurrency. I don't actually believe that. Bitcoin is a marvelous thing. It's a marvelous creation, and it's at the moment the best cryptocurrency. You know, but by all means, it's not perfect, because as we know, it can only transit between 7 and 9 transactions per second, and that's not enough for the people who are investing in Bitcoin, for the people who are buying Bitcoin, because it takes a long time to receive your Bitcoins. So you look at all these problems. This is what EOS is trying to solve, not just the problem of scalability, but a problem of usability as well. It's trying to solve what Ethereum has wrong. How wrong is Ethereum gone? That's what it's trying to solve. But we haven't even got to one of the most interesting parts about this. One of the most interesting parts about this is its ICO. I believe they raised over 4 billion in the first year of their ICO, and in their first day of their ICO, they raised over 180 million. So as you can see, this before EOS went live, it was a it was an extremely popular idea. The idea, the company, the hype that was building around it was extremely large, and people invested a lot of money into EOS. And we can talk about the transactions as well. It is said here that in early tests for EOS, between 10,000 and 100,000 transactions per second. And that's with tests. That's with testing. Now we're not sure if that's what's actually um, powering the network right now. We're not sure if that's the actual power that's being outputted on the network right now, but this was a test based on early testing of the network, and that's what they're trying to do. You see, they're trying to solve this problem. They're trying to allow people to transit their money a lot faster, but they're also trying to build a platform where people can build decentralized application. Yeah, so apparently a key feature of EOS is promising scale. The scalability is a huge thing in all cryptocurrency. So one of Ethereum's challenges is being able to handle multiple transactions per second, right? And apparently Ethereum can only handle 15 transactions per second. Visa network handles 24,000 transactions per second. And obviously EOS wants to be as big as Visa. They want to handle thousands of transactions per second, between 10,000 and 100,000. And if they can somehow manage 50,000 transactions per second, then that's extremely good for EOS, the company. Now, it also says here, interestingly, fact is that the US citizens were excluded from buying EOS tokens during the initial period of distribution due to the regulation on cryptocurrency. And yes, a lot of companies, well, not companies, but well, yes, companies have refused to operate in certain countries because of regulations, because countries can be very funny when it comes to cryptocurrency. So everyone is always a bit on edge, if you get what I mean. So how do you hold EOS? So you can buy EOS tokens by holding Ethereum Ether and exchanging it for EOS tokens. And there's a lot of other exchanges that you can buy EOS from as well. To be honest, it's not a very hard currency to buy. It's actually very easy to buy EOS. But yeah, like I was saying, the initial ICO in just 5 days, it actually beat Banker, and apparently Banker held the record for 150 million in ICO in the first 5 days, and EOS beat that. So that's impressive in itself. But yeah, so we're gonna take a deeper look on this. So obviously you're getting the idea of what it is. It says here EOS is a cryptocurrency that wants to be direct competitor to Ethereum. A direct competitor. I've always thought if you're gonna be a direct competitor to Ethereum, you actually want to beat Ethereum. You want to be better than Ethereum. Well, anyway, EOS raised more than 4 billion in a year, and that's just the first year of ICO. And it was designed to run dApps, decentralized application, on a blockchain without having to worry about speed or expanding vast amount of electricity. Yes, this argument about electricity is that Bitcoin uses a lot of electricity because you have to mine Bitcoin, and EOS is not mineable, so you don't have to mine. EOS is pre-mined. The tokens were minted; they don't have to be mined, so it actually brings down electricity costs significantly. And actually they're using this as a point to say, well, we're more carbon neutral because you don't need a large amount of electricity to gain access to EOS, unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they're trying to separate themselves. They're trying to be more, they're trying to be better and different. There's nothing wrong with that. But EOS is a very simple system with an extremely simple explanation. In fact, I honestly thought that there'd be more information on what EOS is, but it turns out it's very simple. And basically, what I just said is what it is. It's a platform to build decentralized application. And it runs a proof of stake. So unlike Ethereum runs on proof of work, and Ethereum, similar to Bitcoin, they both run on proof of work. So that simply means that in order to obtain these tokens, you can mine these tokens. What actually makes the value of these tokens quite interesting in the long run, because it makes it more valuable if it's hard to be obtained. It makes it more precious. So that's quite interesting in itself. Anyway, as with many mining, the more miners you have on the system, is the less there is to go around. It's the less rewards there is for each miner or each person. So 8 worst issues with Ethereum. We're gonna go through those as well. Not Ethereum, sorry, with EOS. But yeah, we're gonna go through this. We're gonna go through this and have a proper look. And one of the things that they always say is that the election of block producers is no longer encouraged. Sounds government participation. And I've heard of this. Is basically, as you can see, rumors to be a corrupted system. So we can take a brief dive into this, so we can get a proper explanation. So the initial design of EOS blockchain was to elect block producers that not only produce the block to high quality, but also contribute to the ecosystem and governance of the blockchain. The idea was that the token holders should be able to elect producers based on their perceived reputation at performing these activities. And I actually forgot to explain a very interesting thing about EOS, and this article does not do a good job of explaining this about EOS. They do not mention it at all, which is really strange. I don't know why they don't mention it in this article. But the more EOS you own is the more control you have over the system, is the more control you have over the token, over the coin. It's run on a blockchain. Is the more control you have. If you own 50% of token of all the coins in existence of EOS, you will have 50% control over EOS. And this article does not explain that, which is one of the reasons why I always try to have more than one article to read from, because they always talk about different things. This article excludes that information completely. It says nothing about it, right? It says nothing about it. They've got 3 history points. A white paper of EOS was released on GitHub in 2017. That was June 2017. EOS token distributed start and continues for 341 days. June 2018, EOS goes live. What's so special about EOS? They talk about what's so special about EOS, but they fail to mention that the more EOS you own, is the more control you have over the system that runs EOS. They fail to mention this, which is really strange. Which is why I always advise people to always do your own research, because I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. But if you don't do your own research, you will miss a lot of information about EOS. Perhaps if we go to the EOS website, they might explain a little bit more. But again, even on the EOS website, I find it hard to find a simple explanation of what EOS is. They say why EOS, EOS IO strategy, and that's just a software again. But they don't really just give you a simple explanation. I like things that can give you a simple explanation. And again, this isn't about EOS. This is about the platform, the software. So that's really annoying, because I really like it when companies make it really easy to understand their system and their coin. But in actuality, there's a lot more information that are hidden about EOS. And if you don't do your own research, you will probably never know. You got to dive deep. Now, this is a deep dive, but I'll probably do a part 2, because like I said, there's a lot more information to discuss. This video is meant to be a small, bite-sized video that doesn't take up too much of your time. And they also say there's another thing: resource rate limits throttle the network and are unfair to the poor. So that's quite interesting. When the network starts to reach its capacity of producing transactions, the network must limit transactions. There's a lot to go through. But like I said, I wanted to keep this video short. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave these links in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.